Most people pick a lane. They decide that they're going to be a doctor, an engineer, a professor, maybe even an entrepreneur. But my guest today did not get that memo. And you know what? He has a medical degree, engineering degree, an MBA, over 300 patents, built 10 companies, teaches at Stanford, testified before Congress, has an honorary doctorate given to him by another country, and sits on 9 boards. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. And then in his free time, he can sing and play the guitar as well. So David Sedaris wrote about this in the New Yorker. He calls it the 4-burner theory, because most of us can have 2, maybe 3 burners going at one time, but definitely not all 4. Those burners are your family, your work, health, and your friends. So based on that theory, I don't know how, but Josh Makower seems to have 5 burners. And the only thing that I can equate it to is when I'm really full at dinner and they bring out dessert, all of a sudden I have extra room for that dessert. But somehow I think Josh's 5th burner is a little more productive than me having an extra dessert stomach. So let's welcome Josh Makower to Gloves Off.
Thanks, Kalpana. That was a good intro. I appreciate it.
Well, I got to make it comical a little bit, you know? I mean, you have a 5th burner. I just have a dessert stomach, and I don't know that that's a good thing.
Funny.
So how are you?
It's great to see you.
Great to see you too. So, I mean, everybody's probably wondering, how has this man done all these things in the same time that other people have done, I don't know, maybe 1/10 of those things? So I have to say, let's start with, what is your secret? Because I've been dying to know that.
It is about working with great people. That is the key, and knowing the piece that you can do and knowing the pieces that you shouldn't be doing or what have you. So I probably get outsized credit for things because I'm doing my piece of it. But the truth is that all these things are massive team efforts. Yeah, I'm probably getting more credit for it than I deserve. In truth, I'm doing my thing. I'm sort of an instigator, and I'm doing my part. But like even my band, I'm playing the bass, and I'm sort of like pushing us to get together and play again. But I'm not playing all those other instruments. And when we perform, it's like I'm just like a piece. So that's actually the truth. And pretty much in almost everything I'm doing, there's amazing, amazing people that I've found in my life to sort of partner with to accomplish any of these things.
I think that's such a very important point. Number one of the things that I've always respected about you is your ability to be so humble, because there are people out there that I've met that don't do much of anything, but they're very conceited about nothing. So being humble is a great thing, but I agree with you. I know that this is not a one-man effort. You're not doing this all by yourself in a small space doing everything. You have to have great teamwork, and that really is what makes it work. But, listen, don't sell yourself too short, because the bottom line is that you actually had to believe that it was possible. I think most of us in life don't believe a lot of things are possible, and therefore we limit ourselves. So You didn't do that.
I think you're right about that. I am, by some weird, and this probably comes from my mother, I think, actually, probably, who inspired me to take on hard things and, not shy away from, the fear of failure. So that's probably where I get it from. But yeah, I mean, that is, I'm willing to take on really hard stuff. Usually I feel like I'm going to win. Not a rational person might not feel that way, but I've taken, I've had enough experiences where it feels like I can take those things on and I can win. So it encourages me to do more crazy stuff.
I love it. So actually, that's a really great next question, because that lack of fear about failure really is what, I mean, I have to say, I do a lot of the same things. I don't have a tremendous fear of failure. Well, I didn't until I actually failed at something. And I have to tell you, that first time was pretty devastating for me. What was it like for you?
Oh, I hate it. I mean, it's not like it's not like I'm like, oh, great, we failed and lost everybody a lot of money. That's not a pleasurable experience.
Mm-mm.
Um, and of course, I think it's also the ridiculous attempts of not failing that sort of ultimately allow you not to fail more times than not. You just have to have perseverance. And I mean, I've often said, like, there's a million reasons to give up, a
Mm-hmm.
million reasons every single day, reasons to give up. But if you take any of those cues, you're not going to succeed. I mean, the giving up is the absolute direct way to fail. So, I sort of position myself as like I might be the last one in the building and shutting off the lights, but until we get there, we're still fighting this fight. We're going to continue to try.
That's so true. And it's not even giving up because sometimes there are people that just won't start. Their
Yeah,
fear of failure is so large that they won't actually start.
yeah,
So I would say for those people who are listening, if there's something you want to do, just go out there and try it. I mean, I have to tell you, every time I'm not going to say it's not ever easy for me when something happens and I have to get back out there and do it again. It takes me a minute. I mean, I spar in Muay Thai and I literally got punched in the rib. So I went back in the ring and
wow,
I was so scared of getting punched in the rib,
yeah,
but I still went back.
understandable.
What?
That's a normal response.
But
That's
I
normal.
But the day that I was going back, I was nervous as hell. I was like, I don't know why I'm going back. What am I crazy? I don't know why I'm even doing this, but I have to. So I go back. But it's so true. If we just keep going back, and I think there's a time frame after the failure that you actually have to just get back up and go,
Hmm.
or you may not ever go back.
No, no, yeah, it's true. I mean, I think you do need to sort of lick your wounds and figure out what you do. Do it like a self reflection. It depends on what type of failure it is. I think that, like a critical terminal failure where there is no going forward is a moment of real reflection. And then that's happened. I've had to shut down or let's say sell off the assets for at least one or two companies along the way. It's been really painful. But many of the successes that I have had have been on the heels of lots of failure along the way, that we pivoted, that we iterated. So I sort of, failure's always like a path to hopefully finding a way.
Mm-hmm.
And, every now and then through mostly external factors, the investors just are like, we're done, and then I can't get any other investors. Like it's over. And, at a certain point you go like, okay, we're done. But it takes a lot for me to sort of say that we have to be sort of out of all options at that point.
Right. And there is a point where you just have to accept it's not time to go back. But I
Yeah.
would say in many cases, there is probably an opportunity to revisit it, pivot, and go back. And
Yes.
then you're right. There's sometimes where there just absolutely isn't. So, but it's important, I think, for people out there to just know that getting back up is so hard, but so important. And then when you've had enough of these failures, and I've reinvented my life over and over again. I'm like, one of these times, I really feel like I have it right now, which is great.
Yeah.
But every time I've reiterated my life, and I was like, yeah, this isn't it.
Yeah.
And then I just go back and try to fix the pieces that don't feel right and go back again. And did this is a question I have for you. Did you know from the very beginning this is what you were going to do?
No. I think I may have told you before that I started my college career as a music major.
No, I don't know if I remember that. Okay, so hence the guitar playing and all that, which is
Yeah.
great.
I found this whole space, and even now I don't know what's next. I
Mm,
know what I'm working on right now, and I have goals. But once I get there, I'll pick my head up and figure out what's next. I don't really know what that is.
Oh, I think that's a beautiful way to live. To be honest with you, that's something I just came to recently, that maybe I don't really need to know what's next. I've just been such a planner my whole life that I had so many aspects of my life planned out to a point where I don't even know that the things that I had planned out made me really that happy.
Mhm.
So now I've actually just learned to be in the moment, do what I'm doing, and not worry about what happens next until it's time to worry about it. And I have to say, I'm enjoying living this way a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's a lot to carry on your shoulders, like the next and the next. And those things are sometimes out of your control, but what is in your control is what's in front of you right now. And if you can make an impact on that, you do those things. And it's nice to set for yourself, like, I need to get this to this point. This is my goal. Like, I have goals at Stanford. I have goals with my companies. Most of the goals with the companies have to do about achieving the clinical objective for the patients that we're serving, and
Mhm.
then also returning, capital to the investors with a good or excellent return. Those are
Mhm.
win-wins. Employees and investors and patients all win. That's like the goal. It not always can we achieve all of them, but we try. So those are clear goals, and you achieve that, and somebody buys the company, and it's like, okay, what do we do now? And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, where do we go next? Well,
Exactly.
so I met you when I was just starting to use the
Right.
balloon sinuplasty, I can't talk, with Acclarent, and that was a company that you were working on at the time. So that's how Josh and I met. It's probably been, what, 15 years or so. And it was a company that, I mean, the technology was so fascinating to me because the idea of just opening up a sinus with a balloon was fascinating. But back then, people weren't really ready for change. And I am always a person looking for new tools and technology. So I jumped on the bandwagon really fast. But of course, I was ridiculed by the other surgeons in my town by using this. But the hospital actually believed in me and bought all the equipment that we needed to move forward. And I had excellent, excellent results with that procedure. So, it's pretty amazing what technology can do. I was thrilled that I could do these procedures with less invasively, minimal bleeding. Patients were back to whatever they had to do within a few days, and it was fabulous.
Yeah. Even afternoon, even later that afternoon.
Yes, yes. Well, you had one, right? If
I
I
did,
remember. Yeah,
and
I
I
was like, I
I
remember that.
flew the next day.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a great thing. So the one last question I want to ask you before we deep dive into the our private segment
Yeah,
is just really about the biodesign philosophy. So you basically just created this. Just explain it to the
yeah,
audience out there. What is biodesign, and basically the fact that they're not supposed to rush to the solution. So
that's
just
right.
explain all that.
Yeah, in short, it's a process, it's a methodology to almost solve any problem, but particularly in healthcare, where this methodology has a lot of applicability is for problems that have a lot of diffuse stakeholders with different needs. And healthcare is a great example of that because you have a disease that needs to be treated. You got a patient who has certain needs that are not always aligned with the best way to treat the disease. If you're listening to the patient can be the most important thing, and you don't necessarily have to cure the patient because you get them what they want in their lives. And then you've got the caregivers and the hospital system and the environment, et cetera. So lots of stakeholders, and this methodology allows you to take all those stakeholders' needs into account and divorce yourself from a particular solution to create a framework upon which you can brainstorm and bring technology to solve a problem rather than sort of integrate it from the beginning and therefore bias yourself towards one solution versus another. And hopefully, this methodology allows you to pick the best and most successful solution to that problem that truly addresses the needs of the stakeholders in the right proportion.
I mean, it's pretty fascinating. And I can't even imagine what goes on in these incubators that you have and what kind of minds are coming together. Must be pretty amazing.
It's fun. It's
Well,
fun to see the future. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. So we're wrapping up the public segment because the deep dive portion is the stuff I really love. And it's just the stuff that I don't think belongs on social media. So it won't be. So
Thank
I'm
you.
going to pop up a link here. This is for my school community. For those of you who are not members, you can actually join through that link. And then I just accept your invite, and then you'll have access to all of these deep dive episodes for this one and all the other gloves off episodes that we do. So I will see you in the private space. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you on the inside.
Thanks.